If you hear Discord joining noise, that is me being forcefully moved. PCs. Even though we're pretty far into the fall season, today's a nice day out. There's a storm coming in later today with a cold front. So the temperatures outside are bearable enough to relax in. One last respite before the unforgiving cold of winter settles in. I decided to celebrate eating lunch outside. After a good bit of fruiting, Olivia joined me. Ginkgo. It's too cold. You'll freeze my veins solid. It's 70 degrees, and you already agreed. Calm down. We step out into the chilled air. Just talking to my friends about how Olivia looks like. She pulls the drawstrings of her hoodie taut, yanking it shut again. When I try moving her along, she starts dragging her tail on the ground. You're secretly enjoying this, aren't you? That hoodie isn't hiding your silly little grin. There's a table by the edge of the yard that looks pretty good. Now it's just the two of us. Can make it if we try. Alone. Sitting at a picnic table in complete silence. Ingenuous fuck. Words. Ingenuous? Fuck it. One-liners flow through my head like a slam poetry champion. And I can't work up the will to say anything about the wedding dinner. This is always later. So, Olivia. Gator lifts her head from her roast beef sandwich, staring directly at me. What's up? How about this buzzard? Seriously? Yeah, seriously. I'm not used to coastal towns, so this is a nice change of pace. Well, it's pretty chilly. Part of why we're the only ones out here. It is pretty empty out here today. Maybe it's like a human dino thing, more acclimated to snow. Even with his hoodie, it's a little colder than I'd like. Oh, why'd you agree to come outside with me then? Well, you wanted to, and you? Olivia's lips quiver a little as she tries to work out the words to say. Her mouth isn't up to the task, as a flush of scarlet spreads across her cheeks, and makes her pouting lips grow below. Hey, stop looking at me like that. I mean, where are you from then? The Midwest. The Midwest? Only loons come from the Midwest. Come on, it's not true. Alright. What was it like then? A lot of empty promises. Nothing worth talking about. What was St. Hammond like before I showed up? Oh, horrible. Everybody here sucked. Well, they still do, I guess. But seriously, most of the faculty had a stake up their ass, and the student body was holding on for dear life. I'll do anything to get out of this place. I gotta take you and Damien with me. Wow. Colorful. Libby and I freeze at the familiar voice. Oh, hello. Why is she outside? The sound of stone grinding on stone echoes throughout the courtyard as we turn our heads towards whoever said that. Oh. You know, at least I actually put that detail in. Principal Scalar just stands there, as still as us, her face burning red. Though her jaw is moving, teeth grinding exceptionally loud as she looks at Olivia. Mr. Ferris. Next to her stands a large whale dressed in formal attire. I guess Mr. Ferris is still doing that inspection. And did he hear? What were you saying just now about student morale, Principal Scalar? He doesn't even look up from his clipboard as he begins jotting down something with a pencil. I said had. Ever since Principal Scalar took over as our principal, things have gotten better. Olivia's words do little to make Scalar's face lessen in both color intensity and heat intensity. Yeah, I have to say this school's way better than my old one, by at least a country mile. So, Mr. Inko, would you say that your time in St. Hamid since your transfer has been both fruitful and comfortable? I mean, compared to my old school, I've met good friends, have had an excellent have had excellent teachers and classes, and have had an all-around good time. Also, the cafeteria food is great here. It actually tastes like food and not microwavable, reheated gruel. Mr. Ferris gives me a nod and writes something else on his notepad before turning to face Olivia. What about you, Miss Olivia Halford, was it? Got any more comments regarding St. Hamid? Do be honest, if you please. Olivia shoots me a quick glance before taking a deep breath. Well, school needs more handicap access ramps. Also, the elevator in the main building is busted. Sometimes I get stuck for a few minutes. Also, our PE teacher steals hats from the students and hoards them in the equipment shed. I can almost feel the heat emanating from Principal Scaler's face as soon as Olivia finishes lodging her complaints. Wouldn't want to be around her after Ferris's visit is over. For his part, Mr. Ferris only nods and writes more down on his clipboard before turning back to Scaler, who does her best to turn her grimace into some kind of smile. Seems like there are some issues left over from the previous administration. Are you already taking care of correcting the issues Miss Halford has pointed out? Principal Scaler nervously clears her throat. I've already sent in a request to the district to have the elevator looked at by a technician. Mr. Ferris nods and writes something else on his clipboard before clicking his pen and stuffing it in his front suit pocket. I'll have to talk to the superintendent about the request next time I'm at the office. What about this PE teacher Miss Olivia mentions? Oh, Mr. Coach Sully? Ferris raises an eyebrow. It's his legal name. I know. He checks the page, then sighs a bit. Right. Ferris turns to face me. Well, that's enough about St. Hamid for the time being. Mr. Inco, how would you say things are going with you? Not just as a student, but also as a growing adult. The school has really helped me learn a lot, sir. I respect the efforts of the students and faculty alike for their efforts in making me feel welcome. It's much more refined than my old school, at least. Wow. You might as well ask him for a letter of recommendations already. Huh? That's not what I was doing, Olivia. Olivia doesn't even respond to me, instead laughing quietly to herself. I'll keep that in mind. The Leviathan finishes jotting down something on his clipboard, finally turning to Principal Scaler. I think I have everything for the time being. Oh, Mr. Ferris. Why don't we adjourn to the faculty lounge? Of course. We can go over your future budgetary plans over a nice cup of coffee. The inspector turns away, Principal Scaler lagging behind him with a look of pure misery on her face. I wish she'd done this freshman year. With a huff and a frown, Olivia stabs at her lunch tray, treating her Caesar salad like a voodoo doll. Well, look on the bright side. She levels her silver eyes on me, but remains focused on treating her salad like its namesake. It's senior year, and we're about halfway through, so we only have to put up with this place for a couple more months. She lances the largest piece of chicken, twisting her spork roughly. And then what? Then what? I guess, I don't really have any concrete plans for after school. What do you mean? You mentioned all that stuff about making a name for yourself. I mean, yeah, when I first got here, that was the goal. But honestly, I haven't considered what I was going to do to get there. It's my turn to toy with my meal. You? I plan on getting an art degree. Well, really? Online, of course. Oh. Not like I have any other options. The only time I'm worth anything is when there's a brush in my hand. Only classes I'm really passing too. I nod my head in understanding, but she's talking about her future, but it sounds more like resignation than a declaration. I at least have something, even if the path to my goal is vague. The morose mood leaves me at a loss for words. Damn it, I was hoping to actually use this time too. I don't know. I wanted to talk to Olivia and, ask her something. Or something like that. Stupid Mr. Ferris and his workplace politics dampening the mood. The air between us is awkward, as we pick at our lunch, and even after the bell rings, we're forced to finish eating. It's still weird. You want to ask Olivia. Even when I ask if Olivia would like a push to history, she just remains silent in thought. Olivia's been quiet for about 5 minutes now. Even though 5 minutes isn't that long a time, Olivia's grown so much chattier as of late, so the silence felt just a little bit off-putting to me. Part of me couldn't help but wonder if it's a cold shoulder directed at me, or just remaining nerves. Just remaining nerves from the last conversation. No use just thinking about it. So, penning for your thoughts, Olivia? Alright. Sorry, I guess I'm not here right now. What do you think? What were you thinking about exactly? Olivia lets out a sigh and turns her head upwards so that her eyes meet mine. I really got to thinking about what we were talking about earlier. How it seems like neither one of us knows what we'll be exactly doing after school's over. Oh, right. Yeah, that. I hadn't really given much thought to the fact that I had essentially dropped a bombshell on both of us. Now that I've really stopped to think about it, though, the idea that neither one of us really knows what to do after graduation is concerning. Most seniors at least have a small idea of what they'll want to do after graduation. At least I think. I mean, actually, did I know what I wanted to do before I even got into high school? I know I wanted to work in game design, and I was really happy when I graduated and got to a college that actually teaches that. I was happy. I graduated from it, so I have my diploma. I'm happy about it. The only downside is being in Quebec means I have to speak French, which I can't. So it hasn't really been useful for me yet. Hell, Liz had made a full chart and timeline for herself. I mean, I always figured I would go to college. But that feels so basic, for lack of a better word. There should be some kind of grander plan on what to do with the next big step in life. University, a career, maybe even starting some kind of family. Those are all the kind of plans that come to mind. They're all just simple platitudes. At the end of the day, though, is it even worth making plans? The more I think about it, the more likely it is that something stupid just comes out of left field and wrecks everything. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans and all. What? I can't say I've heard that. I can't say I've heard that line of thought, ever. So maybe all I can really do is live in the moment. I always hated that sort of thinking. Just be a sitting duck for life to take pot shots at me. Just live pretending death can't show up and take me at any time. Oh. It's the pink creature. Hey, it's Olivia. And friend. Olivia stiffens in her chair. Oh, hey Mia. Olivia's words are a hiss as she tries to face away from the crimson-scaled girl. Her hands shakily strain against the wheels of her chair, slowly turning it to. Got a couple questions to ask you, Olivia. Would you like to humor me for a bit? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't mind. The Parasaurus scienters up, and with the sway of her hips, pushes me aside as she takes Olivia's reins from me. What the hell? You're insane if you think we're going to go with you anywhere. We? She looks down to Olivia and back to me. We. He's funny. We're just going for a little girl talk. No boys allowed. Sorry. If you're up for that, right, Olivia? She puts a hand on her shoulder and cocks an eyebrow back at me like she knows something. So yeah, we'll be just a moment. Don't worry, that pretty little head of yours. I'm left gawking and confused as the two head off in another direction. Olivia doesn't seem to know what to say or do either, so she just goes along with the parasaur wheeling her away. Part of me wants to give chase, but the side eye that Mia sends back at me forces me to stop. I feel useless as I watch the two turn the corner. My thoughts of what I want to do, going after the pair, are betrayed by my body still frozen by the icy glare from Mia. Damn it, I'll just get to class and ask what this was all about later. By the time I get to Proclam's history class, I'm half expecting to find Olivia already waiting for me, some kind of remark primed and ready to be spoken to me. But instead, she isn't there. I reluctantly take my seat, tapping my foot impatiently. Even when the bell comes and goes, there's still no sign of her. Shit. I shouldn't have let Olivia go with her alone. What the hell was I thinking? I really don't want to cut class, but I can't afford anything bad happening to her. Nope. I can't sit and do nothing. Shoot my hand into the air, causing Miss Brocklin to pause mid-lecture. Yes, Mr. Nito? Miss Brocklin, can I please be excused? Why? Class barely started a few minutes ago. Because I shat myself. Attaboy. Attaboy. But, but I'm halfway out the door already. Where did they go? There's not a soul to be found anywhere. If I were a bitch, where would I harass somebody in secret? Shoot. Whatever's between them, I hope it isn't turning physical. I mean, she wouldn't, would she? My hands clench tighter and tighter as I focus on walking faster. Finally, something snaps me out of my trance. Faint sound of squeaking metal. I've heard that sound before. I turn towards the source, just beyond the door of a nearby classroom. Judging by the paraphernalia covering the door, I think it's the algebra room. I grab the handle and haphazardly throw the door open, praying that I'm not about to rudely interrupt a teacher for the second time today. Looks like shit. How am I? Should be happy it's done. Two heads turn to me in a mix of anger and surprise. And they're the heads of the girls I was looking for. It's like a sudden freeway standoff. I was definitely not intended to be a factor in whatever this is. I really should have thought about that before barging in. Thank her after Jesus, she's okay. Mia and Olivia. What the fuck are you doing here? I should ask you two the same question. Oh my. Look, Baldy, now's not the time. Don't talk to him like that. Yeah? Or what? I told you not to be followed. You were there when we left. You just heard you screaming like a maniac. I've been forgotten already. Hey! Why are you two in an empty classroom yelling at each other? The two fall definitely silent, unwilling or unable to speak. I notice a piece of paper in Mia's hand. It looks like something's drawn on it. The style is different, but it's unmistakably one of Olivia's works. Mia, why do you have her drawing? The parasaur stops blinking for a few seconds before shoving the paper in her jacket. Before I can question it any further, Olivia speaks up. Inko, why did you come here? You seemed like you were in trouble. How touching. Well, we're all in trouble now. We? Yeah, dumbass. I don't have time for this. Hot Wheels, filament. What's the big issue? Olivia claws at her armrest again. She looks ready to cry. Hey, where'd all your vicious bravado go? Are you afraid to tell him? Afraid of what he'll think? Is she Lesbian Lex?
Shut up. Precious. Fine. I'll say it. Mia turns to me with a malicious grin. I know about what this prick did during the yearbook art contest. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't give two shits. But then it hit me. Holy shit, she can just get away with it. Now, how crazy is that? She pauses, goading me to say otherwise, but I bite my tongue. Like a shark smelling blood, she starts to circle me, continuing her taunts. Then one thing leads to another, and now we're helping each other out. After all, if the school found out, it would leave a permanent mark on her unemployable ass. What? Yours too. Probably. Since you're involved and all. My teeth creak painfully from my clenched jaw, and yet the blood drained from my face. I'm talking about her record, you mouth breather. Art's her big break, right? Skipping the whole rigmarole. The gist of it's simple. So Olivia draws up some BS group projects for me and some friends of mine, turns them in, and I make sure the whole incident goes away. I managed to earn back some of the feeling in my consciousness, just long enough to defy her? But that's blackmail, and cheating, that's wrong. Oh my god, that's fucking precious. Mia blinks a few times before turning to look at Olivia, then back at me, then back to Olivia, then back to me, then back to Olivia. I'm sorry. What? Are you disappointed in her now? I bet you made her pinky swear she would never do anything like that again. She leans closer to me. Fox? Fox? Foe whispering? Foul whispering? Well, sorry to break the news, Inko, but your friend here is a liar. Don't listen, I wouldn't be. She was threatening me. Threatening, honey, if we were swapped, you'd see my ass hang. All I'm doing is making things better for the both of us. Not my fault you tried to get away with cheating. You'd think a cripple like you would have more shame than that. Watch Olivia's eyes start twitching. Mia's really starting to get to her. I can't let her keep talking to her like that. Mia, just stop it, okay? She really doesn't need this right now. Can't you both just walk away and pretend this never happened? Shit, Inko. You're good. You hear that, Olivia? Wait, but I didn't mean... Olivia stared at me with a look of betrayal that threatens to tear my heart in two. God damn it, why can't I stop talking for once? Mia waves me off, turning to face her target once more. I bet you'd love to walk away from this. But things just don't work out that way, do they? Oh, that's why you didn't want Inko knowing you're still a dirt cheater. Shut up. Oh, relax. It's not a big deal. No, I'm sick of this. You already admitted it. My art's my big break. You're only doing this because art is all I have. Your record is fucked. You lose nothing if we get caught. It's Tuesday for you. But me? It's all I have. You're embarrassing yourself. You know, I can't lift or run or carry or dance or fucking anything you do on a daily basis without even thinking about it. I can't even do anything else because of these fucking legs and this fucking chair. Why can't any of you just leave me alone? I just want to draw, for God's sake. Mia rolls her eyes and takes a step closer to Olivia. That's a nice outburst and all, sweetie, but I really thought you were smarter than this. Olivia wipes away at her eyes with her sleeve. What? Mia takes another step forward. Think, handbag. Would I really go through the trouble of making you do this junk for meddling with grades? If your work were crap, you wouldn't have a record to hold over you. Everyone knows you're the best artist in this place. You're just a retard about it. Olivia's mouth hangs open, but no words come out. You're the kind of idiot to let this sort of comment get to you. So let me be the first to say, congratulations, Olivia. You have a fan. Anyways, Inko. Oh crap. Distractions aside, you're in on it now too. You don't want Olivia to starve. You don't want Olivia to starve now, would you? Her words, not mine. Say a damn word about any of this, and she's doomed. Do you understand me? Tried to muster up words of defiance, but just past me a stare of death, I spotted Olivia's horrified expression. Hello? Baldy. I'm waiting for your answer, Skinny. I honestly don't know what to say or do in the situation. No. Excuse me? Let me think this over with Olivia. Think this over? You dense or something? This is a simple yes or no question. You can't seriously frickin'. Mia pinches the bridge of her snoot, then lets out a tired sigh. Fine. The two of yous talk it over and reach some kind of resolution. But that don't change the fact of what I said earlier, Inko. Don't say I didn't do none nice. But think carefully, amigo. You have got a hell of a lot more to lose than I do. Mia only gives me and Olivia one final glance before unceremoniously leaving the room. It takes me a bit to recover my thoughts. I never thought Mia would go this far. And Olivia, right now, she must be. I stand up from the floor, slowly approaching the alligator. She looks like a mess. Why? Why did you have to come in here? I'm sorry. I was just worried about what Mia could have been doing to you, and I wanted to make sure you were alright. Olivia grips her armrests. I was alright. I had it handled with Mia. But to basically be her slave doing all her work? Not all of it. Just whatever she needs to pass. I'll take the seat next to her there. She threatened me that she'll go to Scalar and spill everything. And a Scalar knew that I swapped the art.
she'll know that it was with you. I couldn't let her do that to us, so I got desperate. Told her I'll do anything she wanted. That's how I got mixed up with her. I let out a deep and heavy sigh. Olivia, I can understand why, but I heard how Mia was treating you before I came in. Even when you're doing her work to save her skin, she's still treating your art, and more important, you, like garbage. My words ripped through the Gator girl's fragile heart, her face contorting in a fierce snarl. Even as her eyes grow wet. You're miserable. You know that. Olivia looks away from me. Her face scrunching up as tears well in her eyes. I just don't know what to do. And I don't even know I can trust her to keep her word. And now that you know what's going on, Mia has a noose around both our necks. The gravity of the situation settles in. It feels like something in me is both frozen over and ablaze. There's only 6 months left in the semester. It's not like she's asking for something impossible. Her eyes regain some fire as she smiles. I'll just have to tough it out. Keep making art to shut her up until this whole stupid thing can blow over. She's been going through this for so long, and I'm out of options. So is she. I just blurt out the first thing that comes to my mind. Why not tell Scalar about what Mia is making you do? Scalar, are you out of your mind? You saw how she handles things around here, especially with that auditor breathing down her neck. I'm trying to avoid getting caught. Right. Okay, Edekin? For a split second, I see her mask crack, her real worry evident in those silver eyes shaking. No. Olivia makes a show of clearing her throat. Mr. Edekin doesn't need to hear this, either. You know he would be able to. I can do this on my own. Her balled up fists quake wildly after they slam onto her armrests, and the Gator girl does her best to hide her wince. I really don't think we can fix this if we're not working together. There's nothing to fix. I told you, I have it under control. Just please, Inka, I need you to trust me on this. Don't ruin this for me. I do trust you. Her voice is softening, as if she's been fully drained now. I can handle it. I told you. Her fists unfurl and continue shaking. I take one of her hands, ignoring her indignant sputters as I directly cradle it into my palm. Her protests die down in a pained whine when my thumb either
ever so slightly, presses down on a joint. All this time, been doing your best, Olivia. My soft words draw out an even softer breath from her. Mia's had been trying for her group almost daily. It must hurt a lot after so long. Maybe it does. Something I can't work through. Why can't you trust me to help, then? It's not that I don't trust you, Inko. It's that I did trust everyone else. So please, stop asking about fixing me. Or fixing things, I mean. Is that what this is all about? Olivia's burning out at this point. She's already hurt badly. I can feel her hand still shaking. It's beyond the point that either of us alone can handle. I let go of Olivia's hand, watching as she takes her hand and settles it against her chest. I hook a nearby chair leg, my leg, and drag the seat closer. Close enough that I can sit down right next to the baryonyx. Inko? I find that being next to her like this makes it easier for what I'm about to say. Breathe in, breathe out. Meeting her eyes once again, I speak my honest thoughts. Mr. Edekin can help, Olivia. Her teeth grind together as though contemplating mauling my face off. Please hear me out. I want to trust you, Inko, but I'm just scared that Edekin will hate me forever for this. He's the only one that's ever made me feel like my art is worth something. I can't lose him. Look, we can get you out of this. Of course Edekin will understand, even go to bat for you. And if you're the one to speak up, it means you're the one getting back at Mia. She won't have power over you. I can't just give it all up like this. How can I trust you with my entire future? You have nothing to lose. I have everything. Can you trust Edekin? Will he really just let that happen? Mia has no reason to not throw you under the bus. Does he? Of course not. Mr. Edekin is... He's the only teacher that's never given up on me. I'm here with you too. You're not alone, Olivia. But you need to accept our help. Please. Olivia looks me in the eyes for a few seconds before sharply snapping her face downward. Her body then begins to quiver, almost as if she trembles, with a mixture of cold and fear. Olivia, I get her from a chair and reach out to grasp her shoulder to try and comfort her somewhat. It's okay. I'm here for you. Olivia's shaking lessens, giving me hope that my words were starting to reach her, but not 2 seconds after those thoughts crossed my mind, Olivia's shaking resumes once again. The shaking's followed by sniffling, at which point I noticed tears rolling down Olivia's snout and falling right into her lap. Before I can finish my words, before I can even read the words, I do know what it was, I just didn't get to read them. Olivia lunges forward and wraps her arms around my abdomen, bringing me forward and burying her face into my stomach. At which point she begins to let out what I can only describe as a pain-filled wail. At first, I'm left utterly frozen in place, hands raised and eyes wide. Nothing in my life has ever prepared me for the situation such as this. No, Inko, you know what to do. I place my other hand on Olivia's other shoulder and slowly take a single knee, bringing me to eye level with her. Then, without saying a word, I tighten my embrace, allowing her arms to wrap around my neck as I wrap my arms around hers. My waist is pulled closer too by her boa-like tail that's become an impromptu belt harnessing me to the Gator girl. There's a distinct thumping on my chest, rhythmic and relaxing. The realization that it's her heart sets my face ablaze, but also brings a smile to my lips. I close my eyes and let myself become lost in the warmth of Olivia's embrace. When we break apart, I check on our time limit. My phone says there's still 20 minutes before class, but school's out. Hopefully Edith has a free period right now. You ready? Olivia gives a small nod. I get up and start towards the door. The door held open with the back of my shoe. I look back to her as Olivia wheels over. She grunts with each push. Oh crap, I'm an idiot. Once she reaches me, Olivia gives me a very meaningful look. Though I don't really get its intent till her tail wraps itself around my waist. Alright. Taking Olivia's reins for her, we start towards our art teacher's room in companionable silence. Man, I can't wait to just go home and relax. Maybe open a bag of chips. Olivia's term oiling has fallen to a 2 on the Richter scale, so that's nice. She's seen enough Mia to last a while. Then again, so have I. She'll probably kill us if she saw us snaking off. We're near the end of it all. It's nearly over. It's the first bit of quiet that we get. Just the sounds of Olivia and I walking through the halls. Olivia's gripping my waist pretty hard. Guess she's still pretty tense. Say, maybe there's a message place around here. Massage place. Around here. Up here pretty nice right now. Wait a second. Just the sounds of Olivia and I walking through the halls. Something ancient awakens in me. An icy chill races down my spine as if there's a knife poised just behind my neck. The Gator girl tenses, head stiffingly turning. Her pupils slowly shift to mine. Their contraction, the pinpoints, bringing attention to the danger my ancestral instincts are warning me of. Oh shit. Sup? You just trying to run a fight or flight. Reflexes kick in. Zero thought on my end. My body chooses to just book it. Ah! Escape! I didn't... Was that the second animation we seen? For a moment, I wonder if the deafening noise of the metal doors being hit is from Mia punching it in rage, or accidentally slamming into it, chasing after us. When I catch you, I will eviscerate you and every last thing you love. Fuck. The elevator finally begins its descent downwards. I inhale deeply. Olivia's gasps for breath. My arm stings from Olivia's razored grip. Good thing I have a jacket. Her claws have shredded the sleeve. I think it may have even drawn blood. I shake my arm a bit, and Olivia retracts her hands apologetically. Sorry. Oh god. Are you okay? No? No, I'm not. What happens when we reach the bottom? Mia will be waiting for us. Olivia removes the key from its slot. It won't open. Just don't make any noise. The elevator reaches the bottom, just as Olivia said, without the key. The outmoded chamber simply powers down. Silence. There's a small gap under the door letting light in. There's nobody there. We sit in the dark, empty cabin for what feels like minutes. I'm pressed close to Olivia while we wait it out. I can feel her tail wrap around my ankle, which thankfully won't rip my clothing apart. The phrase 7 minutes in heaven suffices in my mind and is buried immediately. It's a bit warm in here. Heavy, rapid footsteps zones in on us, accompanied by the sound of ripping paper. Mia's destroying everything on the walls. You fuckers had better still be in there. If you cowards run away, so help me, Raptor Jesus. She's right in front of the door. I hear her heavy breathing and soft thuds as she attempts to put her ear to the door a few times. I try to stay as silent as possible, but I'm afraid that homicidal parasaur can hear my heart thumping in my chest and pants crapping horror. Mia, with no intention to vent her frustrations verbally, resorts to the next best thing: physical therapy. We're surrounded by the sounds of ripping paper, dented lockers, and drywall fracturing. On occasion, something hits the elevator door again. Olivia and I don't dare move. I hear other voices. Mia's drawn attention to herself. Who the fuck are you looking at? Do you want one less horn? Find someone quick. Fucking swear I've had it. That fucking luggage case on wheels. Good luck painting when you're eating through a straw, bitch legs. Croco cunt. What was that? Why did I hear electrical? Current? Olivia takes a sharp breath. Silence. What was that sound? Ah, so it's not just me. It sounds like a series of sharp cracks. Hey, whoa, hey, it's all cool. Is that what it looks like? But it's, rapid footsteps echo from down the hall. Is she gone? What the fuck could have scared Mia like that? There's a light knock on the elevator door. Hey, anyone in there? He sounds exhausted, but it's definitely Edekin. By now my eyes have adjusted to the light. Olivia's relief is palatable and shared, my body finally relaxing and practically melting against the wall of the tiny elevator. We're going to have to tell Edekin. It's safe to come out. It's all clear. Well, it looks like a stick of dynamite went off out here, but otherwise, it's fine. I look at Olivia, who stares at the key in her hand. She moves to unlock the elevator, but hesitates. I think our teacher's able to sense it, since his tired voice carries the weight of his worries. Everything will be okay. I promise. But she doesn't put it in, she just stares. You don't know that. Olivia whispers softly. I can barely make it out. God, please. Putting that key in and opening it up means telling Edekin everything. There's no way Mia's letting this slide. Nothing's a safe bet. Nothing can be said for sure. She can't do anything, and she can't do nothing, and she can't do anything either. So she looks at me, as if I'd had an answer. The key is offered to me, delicately held between two of her claws. I personally believe we should tell Edekin, because, I mean, it's better. Alright, let's get this over with. Gotten this far, time to end it. I've had about enough of all this stress. By the looks of it, so has Olivia. She's been dealing with this much longer than me, so it's time for me to carry my own weight here. It's the least I can do to make that final step for her. Even if she doesn't trust Edekin, she trusts me. She doesn't trust Edekin? That doesn't sound right. But it can't be anything else. It's just that. Enough nonsense. I take the key and move to slide the key in the panel. With the key inserted and twisted, the dark room sudders, briefly, before the metal door finally starts to slide open. We're greeted by the sight of our teacher, looking very haggard, his brow slick with sweat and holding some strange black rod. Olivia reels back at the sight of the odd baton. Thanks for saving us, Mr. Edekin. Don't thank me just yet. I'm going to need an explanation for all of this. So is Principal Scalar, for that matter. He steps aside and motions us out the elevator with a wave of the broad stick. Come along now. Give the janitor some time to take care of the mess. Holy shit, it looks like Mia tried to destroy everything within her reach of the hallway. On the ceiling, a pipe is leaking water, intended for fountains and toilets. A group of dinos in overalls round the corner, looking absolutely pissed. Our teacher waves at them and begins escorting us to his room. All the adrenaline has faded now, and I can feel the acute pain in my arm. Olivia's hand reaches back behind her head to the arm she had grabbed, and her fingers delicately loop around the spot. She looks back, her mouth shut tight, but her sympathetic eyes telling me she's sorry. I nod back with a comforting smile. Sure, it hurts, but I knew she didn't mean it. We look forward again to the door of Mr. Edekin's classroom. Olivia sighed and resigned herself to explaining everything to our teacher. Olivia looked ready to collapse. She had taken the better part of an hour explaining Mia's extortion in full detail to Mr. Edekin. I grabbed Olivia's canteen and handed it to her. She greedily chugs the entire thing, gasping after and rubbing her sore throat. It was hard to get a read on what our teacher was thinking. His brow was browed? His fingers stapled? I don't think that's a fucking word. And he was muttering to himself. Finally, with a deep sigh, he stands from his desk and looks at the exhausted girl. I had a feeling something was going on, but to this extent, should have come forward sooner. I know, but we're here now, aren't we? Fair point. Still, I'm concerned that you thought nobody would notice. I didn't think anyone would care to look. Those assignments go through dozens of eyes, you know. What do you mean? Your style, Olivia. I saw it from a mile away. Now I was just waiting for you to talk to me.
Why didn't you say anything? I wanted it to come from you.
So it was the right decision. I fucking knew it.
Don't worry, I'm not going to lecture you right after Jesus knows you've had enough of that already. I'm glad you two are okay. Yeah, Butcher's actually going to kill us. Mr. Eakin shakes his head before he smiles softly at us. Have some faith in the faculty here. We do our best for you. With what we have on Mia now, we can justify watching her like a hawk from here on. Anyone else she was harassing ought to thank you. Are you sure she's actually going to get in trouble for this? At this point, we'll look bad if we didn't punish Mia for this kind of behavior. That's a relief. Come on. You two can hunker down here until school clears up. You sure? You want to stay after like always anyways, right? Yeah. The loud noise makes me stumble onto the floor. Mr. Edekin. Whoops. Edekin looks at the device in his hand. Is that a taser? There's a piece of tape on it. There's something written on it. Ester's protocol? Anyway, I'm going to run and get some things done. They're going to want my account on paper pretty soon. May as well knock it out of the way. With no care at all, Mr. Edekin chucks the electric weapon onto his desk before turning to his doorway. Don't burn the place down, alright? Alone, I go sit near the back of the classroom. Looking out the window, I finally let out a huge sigh I'd been holding in. Olivia rolls over to join me, and surprisingly, she smiled. You're right, Nico. I could trust you. We sit in silence, just looking out the window. When school's let out to watch the crowd of students going home, I don't see me in the crowd, but that doesn't matter. I think despite it all, Olivia's life is going to just be a bit easier after today. While students trickle out of the school, Olivia took the chance to unwind. I figured it would be best to let her rest, as I saw her drooping eyelids finally shut. She looked cute, just napping idly in her wheelchair, except for the weird bellowing. It was like a snore, except I could feel the vibrations through the floor. With the clouds hiding in the sun and the classroom lights turned off, I could do nothing. I could do with some shut-eye too. But I can't bring my eyes closed. Instead, I look out the window. The layer of clouds overhead steadily grows more dense, casting a darker shade on everything. And this is where we're going to end this episode. We are at part 11. Chapter 11. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you are enjoying the series, the playthrough so far. And if you guys say, yo, you should have gone with this option, this is all blind. And also, it's recorded like way before I actually uploaded, so by the time you guys say, so if you guys were to comment saying, oh, I should have not taken the key to get E4, well, by the time you say that, I've probably already gotten E4, so, but the comments are still accepted and appreciated.